Hello folks, that was Kilt-Man as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt, IMF superhero, saving the world again by running everywhere at top speed. Tom Cruise, he's that big. He's that big in real life, that big. Man, that man can move. Jesus Christ, I'm knackered just doing this. He runs for miles and miles and miles in one take shots. The choir behind it. Awesome. That'll do for the music. So, come on now. Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 6 Fallout. A kind of direct follow-on from the previous one, which was Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, in which it was revealed that we have a whole rogue army of secret operatives who've turned their backs on civilization and want to take down the world and all its, governments and parliaments and its societal, mores in favour of a new world peace. And as this film makes clear, to create the greatest peace, you need the greatest destruction and torment and misery first. So this army, who are called the Apostles, have managed to procure for themselves 3 plutonium, warheads. And they're gonna, blow up fucking whatever they can reach. So it's down to Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise and his team to perform another impossible mission, get these things back and stop these guys from wreaking havoc upon mankind. And directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who also wrote the film and worked on Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise as well, and various other things, Edge of Tomorrow I think as well, and the previous Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which was awesome. And they basically ramp up all the things you know and love about the Mission Impossible franchise. That music, the hair trigger excitement, the set pieces, the roller coaster ride, the countdown, the time limits. We've only got like 5 minutes to save the world, and it's, gotta cut the red wire, cut that wire, jump on that helicopter. Oh Jesus, it's just relentless. And of course, with Tom Cruise there, the cruiser, the cruise missile, running absolutely everywhere, fighting almost everybody in the film, and riding motorbikes, driving cars, and leaping out of fucking planes, and doing all sorts of ridiculous superheroic stunts. Mostly himself. Because this one was famous, of course, for him snapping his foot back when he leapt from one roof to another. All caught on camera, all here, lovingly bestowed upon you so you can watch foot crackage, in ultra high definition as well, So, this film also deals with the fact that going on impossible missions, accepting that mission, because they're given the choice, they're always given the choice. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is this. And if you get caught, or if you implicate us, we will disavow you. We will never acknowledge your existence. So basically, you're fighting for the world, you're doing the right thing for your government and for world peace and democracy. But if you get caught, they're gonna hang you out to dry. They will not back you up. So they know this going in. And this film sort of takes on board all the stuff, the traumas that Ethan Hunt and his team have gone through in previous movies, namely the last one, and sort of brought that to the fore. So you will get, the repercussions of going on these adventures and these missions, the toll it takes upon the body, the toll it takes upon the mind and the emotions, the whole psychology of being an IMF operative. And, they tried it with Bond, they've done psychological stuff with Jason Bourne, and, Bond is great. I grew up with Bond, I love Bond, but I've gone off the Daniel Craig Bond. Spectre was the biggest pile of shite ever. Jason Bourne is great to a degree, but it's charmless, it's the shaky cam stuff, and there's no sense of humour to it whatsoever. What the Mission Impossible franchise always seems to do is inject nitroglycerin into hyper-tense, suspenseful set pieces, but it keeps its sense of humour, it keeps a sense of charm and character. It's enjoyable. It's non-stop popcorn stuff. Whereas Bond tried to go too serious. Bourne was already too serious and wallowed in, paranoia and self-conscious, dilemmas. This sort of has free reign, and it brings in some more emotional elements into this particular story, but they do not bog down the action, because I tell you, once this kicks off, it just does not stop. Each Mission Impossible film, you wonder how they're going to top it with the next one. Oh my god. I mean, the motorbike chase in Rogue Nation, I thought, where are you going to go after that? Well, they'll do a chase in this, which starts off with lorries, trucks, then it's going to go onto motorbikes, then it's going to go to a car, then it's going to go on foot. And it just doesn't end. You are knackered by it. It's a 2.5 hour movie, and I swear to God, I watched this the other night. I put it on at midnight. That was perhaps a bit of a mistake, but all the speakers all around the room and across the ceiling, all blasting out. So sorry, neighbours, all my, the people who live in the realm of Kilt-Man probably suffered gunshots, explosions, screams, and high octane helicopters and planes, massive rumbles because I've got not one but 2 subwoofers. Yeah, and at the end of it, so 2:30 in the morning, I was absolutely knackered. I felt bruised and battered. I was breathless, but I was wide awake. And I was like, oh my god, that film just blew me away. I like Tom Cruise, and I like these movies. The whole Jack Reacher thing, Tom Cruise Jack Reacher's meant to be 10 feet tall, but I've not read the books. And there was an outcry, how are you going to put Tom Cruise in this? The guy's a hobbit. But it worked. Now, famously, Tom Cruise also portrayed the vampire Lestat in the film, Neil Jordan's fantastic film adaptation of Anne Rice's novel, Interview with the Vampire. Anne Rice, when she got wind that Tom Cruise was taking the cherished role of the vampire Lestat, took out a full-page ad in Vanity Fair saying, how dare they? This man cannot play my vampire Lestat. So Tom Cruise, after the film wrapped, invited her to come and watch it before it got screened anywhere else. The very next week, she took out a full-page ad in Vanity Fair saying, I'm so sorry. I will now eat shit forever because this guy is the vampire Lestat. My point is, this guy, whether you like his antics, his jumping up and down on couches on Oprah Winfrey or whatever, his Scientology, his weirdness, his ego, he does make popcorn blockbusters so downright enjoyable, and he takes them to another adrenalised edge that most other action stars cannot do because they focus on using stuntmen or CG. This guy will hang off a Hercules bloody plane taking off as it reaches X amount of 1,000 feet. He will jump from a plane. He will hang off mountains. He will scale mountains several thousand feet up with no ropes. This guy will leap across chasms. He's going to fight. He will do his own martial arts. He's going to ride a motorbike, as he does in this, at breakneck speeds through the streets of Paris, the recently riot-torn streets of Paris. And he's skipping in and out of vehicles, and it's enormously well choreographed. Every single person around him, he's riding his bike, but there's about 10,000 stuntmen around him, all managing to avoid him as he does his carefully coordinated, careering through the streets. But you're seeing him on that bike and you're believing it because he's there. And that is worth its weight in gold in today's age of non-stop digital trickery. And of course, this is a film where you have, they wear those masks. It's the one thing I don't like about the Mission Impossible films, because I love the way that they do it, and I love the reveal. But as well as I do, you're not going to fall for a mask on someone. It's not going to move the same way. And you have the little voice changes and all that. But it's hokum, isn't it? So anyway, you have the returning villain from the previous film, who was alluded to, played by Sean Harris, who only ever plays a bad guy. He is phenomenal as an absolute slime ball, as a creepy, rat-faced little bastard. But he is the ex-British secret agent who has turned tail on the world, and he's formed this enormous army of the apostles. And it's him whose manifesto is to just take down the Western world and rebuild it in world peace. That's the noble aspirations of this guy. But the methods are a bit fucking barbaric. You know, he's going to kill gazillions of people in the process to do this. Ethan managed to screw up at the start. He has a chance to take these plutonium warheads, but because he sacrifices them to save a member of his own team who's held at gunpoint, he loses them. So he's already in the shit, because you know the big play would have been to sacrifice the team member to save the greater good, but no, because Ethan's the kind of guy who will save his best buddy or anyone who's innocent, and then he'll do anything to save the world straight afterwards. So they kind of have to go. Their backs are against the wall. So Angela Bassett, who plays the head of the CIA, and a right snarly bitch she is too, she makes sure that Ethan Hunt, who's going to go out and track these things down and save the world, he ain't going to do it alone, because we don't trust you anymore, Ethan. You're a maverick. Maverick? Hey, Top Gun, yeah. And they send in Henry Cavill, Superman himself, as this CIA top dog who's also an assassin, to watch over him. But these two butt heads right from the word go. They may have to work together, but these two are not friends. And so begins a lot of rug pulling and backstabbing, betrayals, treachery, cross and double cross, and lots of reveals as to who the real bad guys actually are, because there is this shadowy sort of Kaiser Soze type figure, whose name I have forgotten, who's meant to be this. They don't know who he is, but he's this guy who's actually in charge of the Apostles and in charge of Solomon Lane, who is the Sean Harris character, and he's the kingpin. Tom Cruise will actually try to pass himself off as this guy, and they think they know who the guy is, and they're going to map his face. It all goes horrendously tits up, and they get stuck in with the wrong crowd. They've got to try and prove that they're not good guys in disguise. So lots of hideous scenarios ensue. Lots of faces come back. We've got Simon Pegg on the team again, and he gets a fight scene. He gets an actual bone-crushing special forces covert moves, close quarter combat action sequence. Ving Rhames, however you pronounce that surname, he's back, doing the high-tech stuff. And you've got, I forgot the name, who plays Ilsa from the last movie, Rebecca Ferguson. Yeah, lovely. Looking great on a motorcycle, with the visor down, weaving in and out of traffic in skin-tight, PVC, and doing sniper shots, which is great. So there's love interests, there's heists, there's kidnappings, there's escapes, there's a halo jump. Halo, that's high altitude, low opening. So you're going to have Tom Cruise and you're going to have Henry Cavill plummeting they're up in the universe basically, and they're going to come plummeting down to Paris through an electrical storm as well, just to make things a bit more exciting. And they're going to have to open right at the last minute and land on a roof. You're going to have fights inside nightclubs, lots of great neck chops and stabbings, and there's a terrific fight in the toilets. A word of wisdom to everybody: if you're going to have a fight, don't do it in the toilets. You know why? You might think, well, no one's going to find us in here. You and me are going to sort out our differences here. Because there are so many hard surfaces. Sinks, the floor, the walls, the doors, the taps. These teeth, your teeth, are going to come out. Your bones will be broken. Anyway, and they have this massive fight, and it's really good because the guy they try and take out is fucking way better than they are. And it's Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill he's got that tash that caused DC so much trouble when they tried to make Jurassic Park, Justice League, and he's got this sort of British style tash. After Tom Cruise had been battered and flung around the place by this target, Henry Cavill has also been tucked down, but he gets up and takes his jacket off. Jesus Christ, he looks absolutely huge, and he goes in with body blows, and when you see him, he's like, yes, I want this now. And it's brilliant fight, dead exciting as well. And you've got plenty of fights, plenty of skirmishes, but that centrepiece chase, oh my god, through the streets of Paris. That is awesome. Me and the dog, Roxy, she's normally sitting here, but she's scarpered. In Rogue Nation, that bit with all the bikes doing the big chase sequence, she watched and she weaved in and out, and I played the scene back again, and she did the same. So she definitely, it wasn't a fluke, she was enjoying that. Well, the big chase in this, she was just the same. That's my girl. She's into action movies. She's an impossible. That was Sean Connery there. Oh yes, Miss Moneypenny. I accept impossible missions all the time. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, so she's a Mission Impossible husky. But, as I say, the film has this tremendous excitement to it, this non-stop, relentless pace. Great, although, slightly caricatured villains. But it doesn't matter. And it's got this sense of psychology to it as well. It doesn't overplay, the dramatics of, going on these missions and when things go wrong and what the effect it'll have on your personal life. Because Tom Cruise's missus, that's going to come back to haunt him in this film as well. But don't worry, it does not bog the thing down. You do have some sentimentality. You do have some cheese and some schmaltz. You do. But just little bits. The film is corny. I mean, the Mission Impossible franchise does take itself with a pinch of salt anyway, but it's still more intelligent than Bourne and especially Bond. But that's one of its selling points. But don't go expecting Oscar, winning material here. It is still bloody stupid and OTT, and you will get daft dialogue and really, coincidental meetings and moments to have a heartfelt, exchange. You'll get all that. You will get all that. And if I've got another bugbear with it, and it's not really a bugbear because every film like this does it. You're going to hinge on a countdown, a big dramatic final countdown. And the movies always stretch that time. We've got 10 minutes to save the world. Well, that's going to be longer than 10 minutes. We've only got 15 seconds. Well, that's going to be at least 5 minutes of screen time, isn't it? I've never seen, a specific time massively pushed out and expanded more than you'll get the final 15-minute countdown of this movie. Oh my God. I mean, in that final 15 minutes, I grew a fucking beard. My dog aged, another year. That was how long that 15 minutes was. And man, did it cover some ground. And I mean lots of ground. We're talking distance. Miles as in hundreds. But it's brilliant. And you've got little pieces of dramatic action in different locations. Different people having their own horrible dilemmas. But all hinging on one guy getting one thing at just the right time to save the world. And it doesn't matter how stupid and preposterous it is. And it goes further than you could think, involving helicopters and some amazing wacky stunts. But you will be on the edge of your seat. I absolutely guarantee it. But as it began at the start with the running, Cruise, he does it every time. He's going to ride a motorbike and he's going to run. You could set him in the fucking Wild West. He could be under the water. He's going to run and ride a motorbike. And it doesn't matter where he is, that's what he's going to do. It's simple as that. It's in his contract. I must do this. But his running is fantastic. It is. It's a trademark now. And I love the fact that he looks like he's not like super smooth and suave. He looks knackered and he's like, oh, I've got to jump off another fucking building. I've got to smash this window. I've got it. And there's people looking at him and he's like, sorry about this. It smashes a window, leaps out, runs across another fucking roof, and in one take shot, he's going hell for leather. And it's just, you're running with him. You are literally breathless watching these sequences. I love it. It's testament to this guy that he can really put you alongside him. But, we're all waiting for that moment when he snaps his foot back. And of course, they keep in the shot the fact, because you all know it. This is no spoiler. This was big news at the time. He goes from one building to another, but he's meant to hang on to the lip, the edge of the roof of the next building. But his foot smacks in, whoa, like that, snaps right back. Very brief shot. I mean, on News at 10, you know, when they broadcast all this stuff, oh, Tom Cruise breaks his foot in a horrific stunt. You saw it far better than you see in the film. But it's just done really quickly, because he does get himself on the next roof, and then he will limp but run on. And that's true, he did do that. His foot is snapped and he still runs to just the point where they're going, cut! Tom, you alright? Yeah, it's brilliant. And of course, obviously, when his foot recovered, you know, they have to resume the shot. So it's good that they show him afterwards. He's still limping, but he gradually begins to get his speed back up again. So they haven't just forgotten about it. Like, it's there. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I had an absolute ball with this, you know. God knows how far they can take the next one, because he's not getting any younger, but the stunts are getting more and more outrageous. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. I've let my tea go cold again. Mission Impossible, Kilt-Man, try and drink a fucking cup of tea whilst doing one of these reviews without it going cold. That's why I just stick to whiskey. It's already cold. So I've got to say, you know, I'm going to give Mission Impossible Fallout. Oh, if I gave it out of 10, what am I going to give it? For sheer exhilaration and fun and excitement, it's going to get a 9, maybe a 9.5. I don't like giving marks out of 10, but, you know, some people seem to gauge things on that. It's a solid 9.5 out of 10. Why did it drop that half point? I don't know. I just don't want to give it 10 out of 10 because that just seems ridiculous. Nothing's perfect, is it? And it's got that silly, protracted, you know, 15-minute countdown. It's got some cheesiness to it. It's got them masks in again. Although, I've got to say, some of the mask moments do work. Some of the twists and turns, you will spot them. You will spot them a mile away. But there's one in here which I didn't spot. And I live and breathe these movies. And I thought, oh, I like it. I like it. Well done. Well done. I ain't going to say what it is. But it does involve a mask. But there's so much mask use anyway. So, but yeah, it's sexy. It's exciting. It's high octane. It's all those things that you see written on the backs of these boxes and on the posters. A thrill ride. A roller coaster. The best mission yet. Non-stop, high-octane adrenaline rush. But it is. It is. What's Cruise doing next? Well, has Maverick wrapped, you know, Top Gun Part 2? What are they going to do with that exactly? I've got no idea where they're going to go with that movie. But the best of the best is back in town. So, and let's be honest, he looks way, way better than, oh, what's her name? Who was the bird in Top Gun? Oh, I've forgotten her name. Oh, comment below, let me know. But she's not looking too good these days, is she? And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think she looked that good way back in Top Gun either. I thought she could do way better than that. Meg Ryan was fitter than, what's her name? What's the girl's name in Top Gun? Ah, God, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. But yeah, so I've actually done this almost in record time. Just over 24 minutes so far. Hey, that's not bad. So, oh, the score by Lorne Balfe. Yeah, I knew there was something else we were going to mention. The score by Lorne Balfe. Lorne Balfe worked for Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer, how many scores has that guy done? Almost every score there is. And he has a particular sound. And it's all bloody synthesised and sampled. And he has a stable of guys that have infiltrated Hollywood and they work on a lot of movies, but their soundtracks always sound like Hans Zimmer was there, because Hans Zimmer is the puppet master. Well, Lorne Balfe delivers a really good score because there's certain things you've got to do with a Mission Impossible movie. Well, you need the infamous, fantastic Lalo Schifrin main theme. Ding, 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 ding. And of course, each composer of these films has done their own slightly different thing with it. Hans Zimmer in Mission Impossible 2, the one that no one seems to like, and yeah, I do like it quite a lot. I didn't like his main theme. I did not like the way he did it, but I love the score beyond that. Lorne Balfe here does a tremendous version, and in fact, I've played it before. I'm going to play it again because he brings a choir into it as well. That's not been done before. Let's just play that again. got a bit of 60s style funk, haven't you? That's a parachute. A lot of his score elsewhere is very reminiscent of The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Sort of dramatic, pulsating rhythms, building suspense. Bit of choir. Nice new slant. Awesome. Right, folks, I'm going to wrap that up there. I didn't give too much away, did I? No, I didn't. I was very careful that time. Other films, I go through scene by scene by scene and give you everything, including the ending. Of course, because they're older films. But this one, I want you all to go out there and see it. I know it came out in the flicks a while ago, but it's just out on home video, so you owe yourselves some excitement just before Christmas. Come on, do it. Another impossible mission. Sense of humour, action. What more could you ask for? Awesomeness. Folks, be careful. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to like and subscribe and to share Kilt-Man's videos. Because Kilt-Man needs his army of followers. If you want to keep this channel alive, you know what to do. So anyway, if you've seen it, put some comments below. Let me know what you think. If you haven't seen it, still let me know. I haven't seen it yet, Kilt-Man, but on your recommendation, I'm going to. So, in the meantime, keep it Celtic. Yep. Blue Mackay. Big Trouble in Little China. And Conan's Wheel of Pain. Hey. It's a mishmash. A hodgepodge of heroicness. So, take it easy, chaps, and I'm going to see you all later.